If your natural makeup takes 20 products, it's not natural. This is me without makeup, and this is me with makeup. One of you messaged me asking to break down a simple makeup look. And I love this topic because simple doesn't mean boring. Try to look at your makeup through a more analytical lens. So first, skin prep. Even if we are doing minimal routine, preparation is not optional. It's actually what makes less work. For the under eye area, I apply eye cream. I use a very small amount, just enough to hydrate and not overload. This step makes a huge difference. When the under eye area is properly hydrated, concealer sits smoother, doesn't crease as quickly, and looks more like skin instead of a makeup. Let it sit for a minute before applying anything on top. Give the product time to settle. Next step, triple serum. I really like using this when I'm doing very minimal makeup, just because it gives you that balanced, healthy skin look without adding heaviness, and the texture is lightweight but still nourishing, so it hydrates and smooths at the same time. And what I love about this serum is that it gives a subtle glow and improves skin texture over the time. And when you are wearing minimal makeup, skin quality becomes the main focus. And I apply one pump to the center of my face, cheeks, around the nose, forehead, everywhere. You will notice that once it absorbs, the skin looks slightly plumper and more even. That means we'll need less product later. For the rest of the face makeup, I'm using the only one brush. The shape is slightly tapered, so it gives you control and you can blend large areas. But you can also be precise around the nose or under the eyes. And the bristles are dense enough to buff, but not so dense that they create heaviness. When you do this type of makeup, less is more. Tools matter just as much as products. It's somewhere between a foundation and a concealer, which makes it perfect for this type of look. Instead of applying it all over the face, I apply it only where I actually need evening out. So I'll add a small amount around the nose, of course on the cheeks, a little bit on the center of the forehead, and maybe on any redness or uneven areas, not on the entire face. And this is where most people go wrong with the minimal makeup. They apply product everywhere. But if the outer perimeter of the face already looks even, why cover it? Then I take the brush and start blending outward. Notice the direction. I diffuse the product from the center of the face toward the edges. That keeps the perimeter lighter and more skin-like, which automatically makes the result look fresher. The goal isn't to erase the skin. You should still see natural dimension, and you should still see a little bit of skin. That's what makes it believable. And because we prepped properly, the product melts in, instead of sitting on top. No heavy layers, no mask effect, just strategic correction. Now I'm taking Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil Extreme Waterproof Lip Liner. This is one of those shades that works beautifully in a minimal routine because it's natural, slightly warm, and very close to a natural lip tone, but just deeper enough to create structure. For fuller lips, I'm not overdrawing dramatically. That's not the point here. Instead, I slightly reinforce the natural lip line, especially in the center of the upper lip and the middle of the lower lip. I keep the corners exactly where they are. If you extend the corners too much, it starts looking obvious very quickly. Then I blend the edges inward with my finger or a brush, so there is no visible outline. Minimal makeup should never show a harsh border. And now I also like using this pencil along the lash line. Instead of applying visible eyeliner, I gently press the pencil into the upper lash line right between the lashes, and this deepens the base. It makes the lashes look thicker and the eye more defined. But nobody can see eyeliner. For hooded eyes especially, this technique is much more flattering than a thick liner. It gives definition without taking away lid space. That's important for us. And again, blend lightly if needed. Next is lipstick from YSL. I'm using this for very light touch-ups on the lips and also as a blush. I like multi-purpose products in minimal routines because they help keep that look cohesive. The same tone on the lips and cheeks makes the makeup feel like natural balanced, and I start by applying a very small amount on the lips first, just a soft layer. And this lipstick has a beautiful satin finish, so it gives color without looking dry or heavy. If I want more intensity, later I will add it. I can build it up slowly, it's very easy. Then I take the remaining product from my finger and gently tap it on the cheeks. And yes, I'm aware of the phenomenon called blush blindness, and maybe I'm slightly guilty of it. But in the less is more routine, I try to control it, and I always start with almost nothing and then check the result in natural light or on camera. Because blush looks very different when you first apply it versus after it's settled into the skin, right? So the idea is to create a healthy, slightly lifted flush, not a strip of color or circle or patch on the cheek. When you put the color in the right place, in the right area, you feel that it looks incredible. I place the blush slightly high on the cheekbone, blending it upward, and this helps keep the face visually lifted and prevents the makeup from pulling downward. So remember, it's easier to add than to remove. For lashes, I'm starting with the Lancome mascara. In a minimal makeup routine, mascara is actually one of the most important steps because it defines the eyes without adding visible product around them. I usually apply mascara first, before eyeshadow, when I want a cleaner result. When lashes are already volumized and lifted, it's easier to see how much definition the eyes actually need, right? And I don't rush this step. I build volume layer by layer while the mascara is still slightly workable and flexible and a little bit wet. Next is the eyebrow pencil in Ash Blonde. At this stage, I'm finishing the facial structure. I start by lightly defining the lip contour to a depth, blending it softly so there is no visible outline. Now for contouring. I focus on modeling the bone structure. I place the product along the cheekbone, then blend upward and slightly outward. I also add a little definition to the tip of the nose. I keep it very precise, just a touch of shadow on the sides of the nose and under the tip to create a more refined, sharp appearance. But it's extremely subtle. If you can clearly see the contour, it's probably already too much for this type of routine. Then I move on to the eyebrows. I don't aim for very sharp or very dark brows in this look. The shade Ash Blonde works well because it adds structure, even without creating contrast that feels too heavy against the skin tone, right? I follow the natural brow shape, filling only spare areas with a small hair-like strokes, and then front of the brow stays soft. I avoid building too much intensity there because that can make minimal makeup look harsh or overly styled. And now I'm taking Tom Ford eyeshadow palette. This is a very versatile palette for a minimal look because the shades are soft and, important, not overly saturated. I start with the lightest silver shade. I place it in the inner corners of the eyes and just to open up and brighten the gaze. And I also very gently run it along the upper lash line. Not a visible shimmer line, but as a subtle light reflection that adds freshness to the eye area. And also I add to the tip of the nose and to the cupid bow and tap it with a fingertip to tone down the result. Then I move to the dusty pink shade. I use this as a reshaping color in the crease area. Since I have a more minimal approach today, I don't create a heavy crease definition, just softly follow the natural fold of the eye, just to give a little structure and warmth. That's it. And this shade helps maintain softness. It's what keeps the eye from looking flat. Next is the light gray shade. I apply it toward the outer corners of the eye, just to slightly extend and lift the shape. I blend it carefully so there are no visible edges, just a gentle transition from shadow to skin. Sometimes minimal makeup is also about knowing which element to remove rather than which one to add, right? And the darker shade would create more drama and contrast. And the last step, powder. I use it very carefully in a minimal makeup routine. The goal is not to mattify the skin completely, just set. And I take a very small amount of powder and focusing mainly on the T-zone and under eye area where makeup tends to move or shine slightly over the time, and also where I have textured skin. I don't powder the entire face because I want the natural glow of the skin to stay visible. And this powder is great because it sets the makeup without making it look heavy or dry. If there is any excess shine that doesn't belong to the style of the look, I remove it only in target areas. I never add powder just because powder is there. I always check if the skin actually needs it. At the end, I sometimes like to show how the same product can work in two different ways. I'm using the same YSL lipstick again, but this time I'm applying it in a classic full coverage way on the lips. Instead of using a very light touch or blending it into the skin, I apply the skin directly from the bullet, starting from the center of the lips and moving outward. This gives a more traditional, polished, elegant finish, more structured and more visible than the early soft touch-up version, right? I carefully fill the entire lip area, making sure the edges are clean but not overly sharp. And this is actually the main idea behind today's video. Less is more is not about using fewer products. It's about placement, pressure, layering, and maybe intention. Sometimes the most powerful makeup is the one that doesn't announce itself. If there is one thing I want you to take from today's video, it's this. Sometimes beauty is not in adding another product, but in stopping at the right moment. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye!